Hi everyone, it's Stacy. Thank you for coming on this yoga leap with me. Welcome to anyone who's been practicing with me for a while now, and welcome to anyone new who's just finding these videos for the first time. This is a yoga flow with a chair. I don't really use any other props because I'm not sure what people have at home, but if you do like to practice with blocks or a strap or bolsters or pillows, by all means, go ahead and grab those. So I do tend to move a little bit between the chair and the mat to demonstrate how to access the poses, whether you're using the chair or whether you're just standing or sitting on the mat. So if you are waiting for me to catch up, go ahead and just find a few breaths in a pose that you're in or one that you enjoy, and wait for me to catch up to you and meet you in the apparatus that you are on. Otherwise, go ahead and maybe hit play on a favorite playlist. I won't be playing any music either. It just doesn't translate well through the lens, and we'll meet at the mat. We're going to start standing. So let's start standing. We'll just find our mountain pose. So mountain pose is just grounding our feet into the earth, maybe lifting and spreading the toes, maybe even rocking back and forth, really getting a sense of all four corners of the feet connected to the mat. If you are seated in your chair, go ahead and find a nice tall posture, but also spend a bit of time just grounding your feet into the earth as well. Then we're going to bring energy up through our legs, engage the belly. You'll feel the sort of the pelvis tilt under a bit. We'll roll the shoulders down and back. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes, or if not, maybe just turning the gaze down, finding a nice something still to rest your gaze on for our opening sort of mindfulness moments. So once we settle in here, we're still feeling our muscles work, but we're feeling relaxed through the shoulders, relaxed through the jaw, the gaze is soft. Just start to now turn your attention towards your breath. Notice just the natural rhythm of the breath. We don't need to change anything about it just yet. We just want to tune into it, see where it is in our body, see where we're really noticing it. It could be just in our nose. Maybe we're feeling it a little bit higher up in our chest, or maybe we're feeling it in our belly, and there's no right or wrong answer. We just want to take the time to tune into that breath, see how it feels. Does it feel smooth, or is it feeling a little bit stuck in places? Again, there's no right or wrong, we're just noticing. Also, maybe taking the time to notice the temperature of the breath as it flows in and out through our nose. Maybe even engaging some of our other senses. So whether the eyes are open or closed, what can you see around you in your space? Or behind the eyelids if the eyes are closed. Engaging maybe the sense of hearing. What can you hear both near and far? What can you hear within your breath? Is your breath quite silent, or are you feeling that you can hear sounds, wheezing, or just the breath flowing in and out? Maybe even our sense of taste and touch. If our legs are rested on our lap as we're sitting in the chair, notice the weight of our hands in our lap. If we're standing in a strong mountain pose, can we feel the air kind of flowing in between the places that aren't connected to our body or a mat? Do we feel light or heavy? Does the air feel warm or cool? If you are in where I am today, Toronto, Ontario, it is very warm, very muggy, and I'm not complaining. Let's take a few more mindful moments here, maybe even setting an intention for your practice. And maybe today you're looking to bring energy and strength and trying a bunch of things you've never tried before. Or maybe today you're looking to just take it easy, ease into postures, take options, lower the knee, lower the arms, make the levers shorter. And as always, there's no right or wrong, just listening to our bodies. Take another breath here, inhale. And maybe side out, exhale. Let's start to blink the eyes open if they're closed. Just reconnect with our space around us, and then we'll start to bring a bit of movement to the breath. As we inhale, let's sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, press the arms down. Inhale. And exhale. If you're standing in Imagine Pose and you feel quite like you want to bend your knees because you've been standing strong, go for that. Bring a bit of movement. Good, one more here. All right, let's inhale, reach up. Let's grab onto our right wrist with our left fingers. Inhale to reach up, exhale to find a side bend. Stay firmly grounded through both feet. And think about opening up towards the front of the room, rolling that top shoulder down and back so that you're facing forward, you're nice and open through the heart space here, rather than sort of collapsing in. Stay for another breath. Good, release. Inhale to reach up, exhale. Let's do it again. Go to the other side, inhale. Grab onto the left wrist with right fingers. As we exhale, we'll fold over towards the right. Same thing, roll that top shoulder open. And if you're in the chair, same thing here, and stay rooted down through both feet or both sit bones so that we're feeling a nice stretch down the side body. Let's inhale. Exhale. So it's time, let's see if we can bring our hands behind us. Now we may want to pretend we're holding on to a beach ball here. We may want to clasp the knuckles and reach them down towards the earth. Either way, we're going to feel a nice opening through the front side body here. Option to stay standing or fold forward. If you're going to fold forward, bend through the knees, send the hips back and hinge at the hips, tipping forward. Arms might come up. This might feel a bit intense. Option to release the hands with a bit of control and grab onto opposite elbows, ragdoll. If you're in the chair, just folding forward over the thighs. You can rock back and forth or stay in stillness. Just remember to breathe. On the next inhale, let's release the hands. We'll roll all the way back up to standing. Exhale when we get to the top. We'll do one more big inhale. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale the hands through heart center. We're going to stop here. And then we're just going to give ourselves a big hug. One arm over top of the other. And we're going to round through the spine, creating a bit of splaying of the shoulder blades. We're open through the chest on the last stretch, closing in on the heart space, opening up through the backside body. Breathe into it. And when we're ready, we can release. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up and lower down. Okay, well, let's get a bit of movement going in the bottom half of our bodies here. We've done a lot of stuff moving in a bunch of directions up here, hopefully feeling nice and open through our upper body. Let's step the feet wide. If you're in the chair, you can step the feet wide as well, and you can move through these this breath work with us. You just won't be straightening and bending the legs. You can stay nice and seated and move with the arms and folding forward. So for those of us on the mat, let's step the feet wide. If you're in the chair, you're seated with a nice wide posture. We'll bend into our legs. Toes are pointing out towards the corner, and we want to try and tilt the pelvis down towards the mat. If you're seated in the chair, sitting up nice and tall. We all want nice tall spines. We want to make sure there's nice open airways for our breath. Sinking into our legs, let's bring the hands up about shoulder height. This is our goddess pose. You can stay here feeling work in the legs, feeling strength and energy in the arms. So lots of energy in this posture. And inhaling, settling in. And then again, if you're in the chair, your legs will stay still. You'll stay nice and seated. If you're on the mat, you may want to press through the legs, sweep the arms up, take a big inhale here. As we exhale, coming back down to goddess, but even all of us, even in the chair, maybe squeezing our elbows in, creating a little more energy through the core and sinking into those legs. Let's press through the legs, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe getting deeper on each breath, checking in with knees, shoulders. Option to omit any movement if it doesn't feel good in the body. This time, let's take a big inhale, reach up. Those in the chair, this time you may want to dive forward with us. And those of us standing, we're going to hinge forward, draw a big circle with our arms as if we're drawing a big sunflower, gather them up, and then come all the way back up to standing on the inhale. So if you're in the chair, you can create a little more movement by folding forward this time and moving through sunflowers. Nice big movements, warming up the body. Moving at your own pace, moving with your breath. It doesn't matter how fast or slow I'm going. I'm just your guide here today. And we'll do one more and then we'll meet up. Take a big inhale here and then settle back into our goddess pose. Good. Let's release the hands down. Drop the right shoulder. Create a bit of a twist through the core. Feel a nice stretch down the side body. A little bit of a twist through the core here. And a little stretch maybe in the shoulder as well. Stay for a breath. Inhale and exhale here. Let's inhale through center. And then exhale, drop that left shoulder in. Feel that twist, that stretch, that little compression. Stay for a couple rounds of breath. And then inhale through center. Legs can straighten and bend as we move or stay bent. We're going to just flow with our breath here. Exhale. So the legs can stay bent if we like, or straightening them. This is what it'll look like a little more if you're in the chair. Your legs aren't going to move, but you're still inhaling and then exhaling to dip. All right, let's go one more time on each side. Last one here. Let's come through center, press all the way up to standing. Good. We can walk or heel toe our feet in, and then we'll just shake it out. Okay, so for today's practice, we're going to flow through a bit of a warrior series. So I do want to demonstrate it first in the chair, and then I'll join you back on the mat. So I'm going to demonstrate it a little quickly through the chair, on the chair rather, and then you can, if you're using your chair for this series, you can flow through it with us. So very quickly, if we're sitting in our chair, we're going to flow through our warrior series. So we're going to turn so that we're sideways in the chair, being mindful of the type of chair you have, and supporting, in this instance, my right leg. I'm going to step the left leg back, feet are planted, so the toes are pointing on an angle and the toes are pointing forward on the front leg. Hips are supported under the chair, thigh is supported. This is our warrior one. Arms can be any arm variation. This goes for all of us today that feels good. So we're essentially going to flow through our warrior one. Then we're going to come into a humble warrior option where we're going to lean forward into the front leg. We're going to come back up through warrior one, open to warrior two. So with warrior two, we aren't just opening the arms, we're also going to readjust our hips a little bit and possibly our back foot so that we're now facing this way instead of this way. And we're open, a little bit more like the warm-up we just did. Front foot still grounded, back foot grounded as well, arms reaching long. And then we're going to flow through a little bit of reverse and side angle. So again, that was just to demonstrate. We are not going to move that quickly. I'll cue everything, but I wanted to show what it looks like in the chair. And then of course, we'll turn around, we'll take a little break, and then do it all on the other side with the support of the chair on the other leg. So I'm going to do the whole series standing. You have the instructions for the chair. So for those of us who are standing, let's come to the top of our mat. And we'll take a big step back with our left leg. So here we're going to be in our warrior one. So it's very similar. The only difference is we don't have a chair supporting us. If you're in the chair, you've got that support of the chair underneath your right leg. Back toes are pointed on that angle. Hips and torso facing forward this way, facing towards this bent leg. We can take a big inhale here. Arms can reach up, or if that's too much on shoulders, we can come into these cactus arms, or we can have our hands at heart center facing forward. So any variation for our arms today. Let's sink into our warrior one. Let's engage the belly. Think about tipping the pelvis under, maybe even sinking a little deeper into this front leg. Think about drawing the hips and squaring them off. So think about drawing the right hip back, left hip forward. Arms are still reaching, or in cactus. Warrior one is a strong posture, lots of work in the legs, core is holding us up, and shoulders rolling down the back, no matter what we're in here. Nice strong warrior ones. Let's stay for 3, 2, 1 more full cycle of breath. And then wherever you are, take a big inhale, and then we'll exhale the hands behind us. So same thing here, you may want to just be reaching back for that imaginary ball, or maybe you can clasp the knuckles and reach them down towards the mat along the back leg there, creating a big long line of energy. We can stay lifted here, staying in our warrior one with a nice open heart center, or on the next exhale, we can start to bow forward, find our humble warrior. Knuckles will start to reach back. If it's too much, remember we can always just be reaching back, or hands can come down, helping and supporting us on legs, or even framing the front foot. So, finding our humble warrior. Stay for 3, for 2, and 1. With the strength, as if we're being pulled by the knuckles, we're going to come back up. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale, we're going to turn to face the front now, facing the long edge of the mat, coming into our warrior 2. So let's all take the time to come into that warrior 2. We may need to widen the stance. We still have a bent front leg. I know it's working hard. We have energy down the back leg. The toes are facing forward. The hips are facing forward. The shoulders are facing forward. The arms reach long. This is our warrior 2. We're nice and present in our warrior 2. We're not leaning back or forward. So sink into that warrior 2. We can gaze off the front fingers, making that adjustment on the chair as well, trying to turn the hips forward. So you're sitting kind of facing this way on the chair. Stay for another breath. All right, let's inhale, flip the front palm up, and then tip back, come into our reverse warrior. So this hand reaches down the back leg, top arm reaches up, or of course, if it's too much, we can bend at the elbow or drop it all together, depending on how our shoulders are feeling today. Stay for 3, for 2, and 1. On the inhale, can we use our core strength to come all the way back up to that warrior 2? We're going to look off the end of these front fingers, reach them forward until we can't reach them anymore, and then we'll let the elbow find the knee. Top arm can reach up. Adjust the hips if we need to by sinking them lower. Probably if you're in the chair, you're as low as you can go. And as always, top arm can reach up. We can bend at the elbow. We can drop it all together. Or we can even extend it along our ear, creating a big long line of energy from the toes all the way to the fingers. So here we are, we're going to press into the knee, open up through the heart space, and stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Okay, we need to use that strength to come all the way up again. We flow through our warrior 2, and then we'll relax, straighten that leg. Let's turn those front toes so that both toes are now facing forward, and we're going to come into a forward fold. Hands can come to hips. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Hands can release to blocks or floor. Legs can stay straight or they can bend a little bit. We can stay with a nice long back or melt forward. So lots of options in your forward fold. We're looking to counterbalance all of that strength of our warrior postures with a nice relaxing forward fold. So stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Okay, we need to come all the way back up. Let's come through flat back, engage the core, bring the hands to the hips, and hinge all the way back up. All right, whew, let's take a break. Let's heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, shake it out. Maybe just swing the arms, anything that feels Good to shake it all out, knowing that we have to go through that whole sequence on the other side to balance everything out. So again, if you're on the chair, you're just going to want to turn, be seated in the chair. This time your left leg will be supported by the chair. I'm going to just step to the top of the mat over this end so I can open up and face forwards when I come into my warrior two. So this time we'll all step our right foot back and we're going to adjust it for our warrior one to begin with. So the toes are in a little bit of an angle. Instead of facing forward, they face a little bit on a 45-degree angle. These hips, we try to rotate them around so that they're facing the front leg here. We're going to bend into this front knee. Engage through the tummy, the core. Tilt that pelvis under. Make any adjustments. You want to feel balanced. You may want to step the feet a little wider. And then we can find our warrior one arms. Remember, they can reach straight up. They could be in cactus. They could be at heart center or any variation of your choice. Let's engage here. Engage the core. Root down through the feet. Keep tipping keep rotating the hips so that you're drawing the left hip back, right hip forward, finding warrior one. And we're going to stay for 3. For 2. One more breath here. This time we'll take a big inhale and then sweep the arms behind again, reaching for that volleyball, that beach ball, or clasping the knuckles. If you're clasping the knuckles, see if you can clasp the kind of wrong thumb and finger on top. See how that feels. Might wake up some senses in us. It'll feel super weird. See if we can do it. Reach the knuckles down. We'll have a nice open heart center here. We can stay lifted and breathe, or take an inhale here, and then on the exhale, bow forward into our humble warrior. Knuckles reaching back. If that's too much, remember you can release the hands, squeeze a ball. You can even use the hands to support a little bit in our humble warrior. Bow down. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. And 1. We need to use our strength and lift all the way back up. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to open up to find our warrior two. So now we're going to adjust. We're going to turn the hips, open the toes and the stance up a little bit. Toes will face forward. We're going to stack our shoulders over hips. Arms are going to reach nice and long. We're still bent in this front leg. I know it's working hard. It's working hard. Stay nice and present and grounded. Relax the shoulders. Feel the energy of the pelvis lifting up through the core, energy down through the mat. Gaze off the front fingers and stay for 3. For 2. And 1. On the next inhale, flip the front palm up, and then exhale, find your reverse warrior. So reach down the back leg, top arm reaches up, or any variation for arms today. Make sure we're still bent into that front knee. Find our reverse and stay for 3. For 2. For 1, let's use our core strength. Come back up through our warrior 2. We're still nice and centered. Now we're going to reach those fingers forward until we can't anymore. Keep the hips low and let the elbow find the knee. Sweep the top arm up, keep it down, or swing it all the way, creating that nice long line of energy. Keeping open through the heart space as we push into the knee so we don't collapse, and stay for 3. 2. One more full cycle of breath. 1. Oh gosh, we're going to use that strength to come all the way back up, but push into that front leg, straighten it. Awesome. Release the hands, turn to face the front. We're going to do one more forward fold here. Hands to our hips. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Again, legs can be straight, knees can bend. We can stay with a long flat back here or fold forward. We want to find some release. Shake out the head, shake out the shoulders maybe. All right, let's come back up. We're going to come to a flat back, engage through the core to bring our hands up and hinge all the way back up. Good. Let's heel toe ourselves out of that, shake it out. Awesome. So we're going to flow through Warrior 3, cover all the warriors in our series today. So again, I'm just going to demonstrate a few options for the chair, and then we'll come into the actual flow. So if you are staying seated in your chair for your Warrior 3, no problem. Warrior 3 is about balance and strength. So option 2, maybe scooch a little bit to the edge of the chair, depending on what type of chair you have. And what you'll find is if we start to lift one leg, you'll have to engage the core to find your balance and find that equilibrium. And you might want to lift one or both arms up alongside your ears. So really open up, and this will be your Warrior 3 if you're seated in the chair. You'll feel the strength of your core keeping you upright. You'll feel your core keeping you balanced, and that's what we're getting out of our Warrior 3. Another option for the chair is to just use it as for balance and support. So that might be an option as well. And if you don't have a chair and you're looking for balance and support, you might have a wall beside you, or a couple of blocks, or nothing at all, and you're going to try the Warrior 3. You're looking for strength and challenge today. So again, this Warrior 3, your chair, you might be coming into your Warrior 3 using the chair for support. You might want to lift one arm or play with both, knowing that the chair is there as we tip into our Warrior 3. So that's our options for the chair. So here we go with Warrior 3. You know what? I'm feeling a little bit like I might need the chair today, so I'm just going to move it to the side here for me. So that I can maybe hold on to it for some balance as well. So I'm going to step up to the top of my mat. We're going to first re-engage and find our mountain pose. So ground down through the toes, the heels, the feet, energy through the legs, core is engaged in our balance postures, just like Warrior 3. The core plays a big part. It's not just about balancing on the foot, it's about engaging all the muscles to help stabilize the body. Engage through the core. Let's take a few moments here just to try to calm the breath a little bit. Maybe focusing the gaze, maybe closing the eyes. And then when we're ready, bringing hands either to hips or at heart center, wherever you feel like you're going to be most balanced, we'll transfer the weight into the right foot. And then we're going to lift the left toes off the mat, flex the foot, and we're going to start to kick it backwards as we start to hinge forward. I'm a little too close to my wall. Let me try this again. So we're going to start to kick the foot backwards as we sort of cantilever and hinge forward. And then if we feel stable, we can start to extend the back leg, drop this left hip so that the hips are in line with the floor. Arms are at the heart, out to the side, or reaching forward in the full expression of Warrior 3 here. I'm cheating a little bit. I can reach the wall. It's giving me a bit of stability. I'm going to try and challenge myself, but it's okay. I can't do it. I'm going to use the wall or my chair. So let's stay for 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to start to cantilever, hinge back up. Let's lift that leg and lower. Shake it out. Whew. All right, Warrior 3 on the other side. Take a minute. I'm just going to swing my chair around here. There's no wall to help me cheat on this side. Let's start in our mountain pose. Root through the feet, engage through the core, relax through the shoulders. Take 2 breaths. And then we're going to transfer the weight into the left foot, bringing hands to our hips or heart center, wherever you feel most balanced to start. And then when we're ready, we're going to ground down through that left foot, lift the right toes off the mat, and start to cantilever, start to swing that leg back, pressing the right leg up and back as if you're going to step on that wall behind you. Drop this right hip so that you're not opening up to the side like this. You're dropping the hips are staying parallel to the floor. And then we're going to find our arms. They're going to stay at heart center. They're going to reach to the side, or they're going to reach forward in the full expression of Warrior 3. And we're going to stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Let's see if we can hinge back up all the way. Lift that knee, drop it. Oh, turn to the front. Just shake it out. Whew. So we've gone through a whole bunch of warrior postures, a big nice series with warriors 1, 2, 3. We have reverse warrior, We did side angle. It's a big workout. So let's bring it all down. We're going to make our way down to the mat. Go ahead and make your way down to your back any way that feels comfortable. If you'd like to flow through a vinyasa just to kind of recalibrate everything, I'm going to do that with you here. Otherwise, make your way to the mat or your chair, and we'll meet you there in a minute. I'm going to step to the top of my mat, root down through my feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, dive down. Come on, all the way down, and then take an inhale to about halfway, find that flat back, roll the shoulders down and back, and then exhale to fold forward. We may need to bend the knees a lot so that we can step back into our plank or our tabletop. Take an inhale here, lower the knees, exhale into chaturanga, come all the way down, find a cobra, release back down on the exhale, and we'll press back to downward dog or child's pose just for a breath. And then let's walk our hands up, roll onto one side, and we'll make our way down to the mat. That was a long way down, so I wanted to give us the opportunity to sort of make our way down bit by bit. Once we're on the ground here, hug the knees in. If you're in the chair, seated in the chair, just continue to draw one knee in, lower down, and then the other. That's an option on the mat as well, or hugging both knees in, just rocking side to side. All right, those legs did a lot of work in those warrior series. Let's stretch out the hips, lower the feet down, keeping the knees bent. We're going to come into our figure four. If you're seated in the chair, it's the same thing. We're going to just flex the right foot, cross it over the left knee, let the right knee fall open. If you're in the chair and you feel a nice stretch in the right hip, stay here or fold forward. If you're on the ground, you might want to stay here as well, or you may want a little bit more stretch by coming in to thread the needle, reaching behind the left leg, drawing the left knee in, while at the same time pressing the right knee away. Whew. Let's stay for a few rounds of breath in this nice deep hip stretch. Trying to bring the heart rate down, stretch and soften the muscles. See if we can relax the shoulders back. See if we can soften through the jaw. All right, let's release. Let the left foot find the floor. And we'll just uncross the legs and maybe windshield wiper or come into a gentle twist, yogi's choice, just to recalibrate, and then we'll go to the other side. When you're ready, if you're in the twist, come back to center. This time we'll lift and flex the left foot, cross it over right knee, let that left knee fall open, and again, choosing whether you want to stay here or finding more by leaning forward or coming in to thread the needle, drawing right knee in, pressing left knee away. Soften through the shoulders, soften through the jaw. Take one more round of breath here. And then getting ready to come on up or lower the foot down. Same thing here, dropping the knees over to the opposite side or windshield wipering the knees. And then if there's any other postures your bodies are craving, you have the option to explore those now. If you're ready to move into our final rest, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position if you're in the chair, or lying on the floor, option to extend the legs out. Really take up as much space as you can on the mat. Let the toes just splay open, bringing hands down by our side or resting them in your lap if you're seated in the chair. Start to scan your bodies and just notice if there are any areas you're still holding on to any tension. And just breathe a little loving kindness that way. See if you can't let it go. Shavasana is the time for our physical and energetic bodies to absorb all that good work we just did and turn it into something magical, like strong muscles. It's a time for integration and rest. And know that rest is different from sleep and that we need both every day. And we should never pass up an opportunity to just rest and do nothing. And the beauty of practicing through the lens is that you can let the video play out or press pause here if you want or need to stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer. And if you're ready to bring movement back to your bodies, increase the depth of the breath, maybe wiggle through fingers and toes, circle wrists and ankles. Maybe you want to stretch long along your mat one last time or curl into a little ball just before rolling over to one side and making your way to a comfortable seated position. From here, let's take a big breath together to end our practice. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up, gather up all that energy and draw it in towards heart center. You can rest the hands here. You can rest your hands in prayer or bring them all the way back down to the thighs. Your choice, wherever you feel most comfortable. I want to thank you so much for allowing me into your personal private yoga practice spaces and for allowing me to guide you through this invigorating, I hope, warrior series practice. Until we have a chance to flow again next week, I hope you have a great week and take care. Thanks, everybody. I hope that you were looking for something invigorating like that today. And I hope I offered lots of options for all the energy that you were looking to achieve in the practice today, and that you will join me here again next week. Until then, take care. Bye.